Hey wrestling community, my name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And tonight I'll go on my WWE NXT review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure guys please go watch the video and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Because I'm on the road to 9K and becoming a YouTube partner. Follow my social media down below in the description and go check out my WWE Raw review highlights I posted on the channel yesterday. Now let's get started. Now WWE NXT was a good show and I give it a 7 out of 10. My stream crashed today, so I will go live next week Tuesday on YouTube's. But sorry about my stream was crashing. Anyway. Tonight's WWE NXT airing April 29, 2025, promised an action-packed night live from the Capitol Wrestling Center, WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The show sees WWE NXT North America champion Ricky Saints defend his champion against Lexis King, plus WWE Tag Team Champions Hank and Tank Walker and Tank Legger defends their titles against Josh Briggs and Yosuke Inamura. Alright, the show kicks off at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on the CW and it's available for international fans on streaming platforms like Netflix. Ringside News will provide live match by match updates and highlights throughout the night. Stay tuned to this page to refresh for the latest result as the action unfolds and join the conversation in the comments below. WWE NXT results. Alright, the show opens up with a video package recapping last week's episode of NXT and last week's TNA Rebellion, where Trick Williams attacks TNA World Champion Joe Hendry. Vic Joseph, WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, and Corey Graves then welcomes us to the show. TNA World Champion Joe Hendry's music then hits, and he makes his way down to the ring. Joe Hendry starts off by saying, if you say his name, then he appears. Joe Hendry then gloats about facing Randy Orton at WrestleMania 41 and retaining the TNA World Championship at Rebellion. Then addresses Trick Williams and calls him ignorant. Joe Hendry then says Trick Williams was unable to win back the NXT Championship from over family and thought he could just take a shot at him. Then calls Trick Williams out to the ring. Dark State music then hits and they appear before Dion and Oscar Griffin, Cutler James, and Shaquan Sugars attack Joe Hendry. So the Dark State jumped Joe Hendry. Alright, it is what it is. It says we then head to the back where NXT General Manager Abel welcomes WWE Women's World Champion Io Sky back to NXT. The Juggernaut Joey Grace then shows up to volunteer to be Io Sky's tag partner against Julia and Roxanne Perez. I already know that Julia and Roxanne Perez are going to be called up to Monday Night Raw on the main roster. I can already see it. We then get a replay of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending their tag team championships last week. We then see Carmen Petrovic praising Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley about almost beating Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, as well as not getting pinned at Rebellion. We then went after the Knockouts tag titles. Tatum Paxley says they deserve another shot because they weren't pinned at Rebellion. Ashante the Adonis then shows up and catches Carmen Petrovic off guard, saying that he got her a title match against Saruka on this week's NXT. Alright. Lexis King then makes his way down to the ring before the first match of the night, and Ricky Saints follows. So we get the first match, WWE NXT North American Championship match, Ricky Saints versus Lexis King. And this match right here, this was a pretty good match, but I called it straight down the middle that Ricky Saints was going to retain, and I was right. The match starts off with both men wasting no time and going after each other. Lexis King then blindsides Ricky Saints from behind. Ricky Saints then hits a drop kick on Lexis King off the middle rope, then delivers some strikes on him and nails him with a back elbow. Ricky Saints then delivers more strikes on Lexis King, hits a belly to belly throw on him before hitting a drop kick on him through the middle rope. Ricky Saints and Lexis King then return inside the ring, and Lexis King hits a chop on Ricky Saints in the corner. Ricky Saints then looks to suplex Lexis King into the ring from the apron, but both men nail one another with crossbodies. Lexis King then climbs to the top rope and hits a swanton bomb on Ricky Saints, then follows it up with a long blower on him off his shoulders and nails him with a couple of clotheslines. Ricky Saints then sends Lexis King crashing into the mat with a slam, then hits him with a tornado DDT and the Rochambeau for the win. All right, it says the winner of the match is still your WWE NXT North American champion Ricky Saints, which I called it straight down the middle. And that was a that was a quick match. All right, we then head to the back where the Colin is sitting in a dark room, and Sean Spears gives advice to his group. Sean Spears talks about all three of them experiencing failure, but they should let their failures teach them. Ricky Saints then says he's understand that the women's roster Easy Dam is and is deep, but Easy Dam needs to stand out from the pack by ripping the spotlight away from someone else and putting it on herself. Sean Spears then says Jensen and Vance need to become more Joseph to face Hank and Tank. Sean Spears then says he's here for all of them, and all they need to do is rise up in size control. It says we didn't get a replay of Stacks betraying the D'Angelo at NXT Stand and Deliver. Tony D'Angelo music hits then I'm sorry, Tony D'Angelo music then hits it, and he makes his way down to the ring. D'Angelo starts off by saying he never expected Stacks to turn his back on at him and stand and deliver, but he did expect him to have a conversation man to man. D'Angelo then says he keeps thinking about to when he and Stacks were kids and how he always stepped in when Stacks needed it both at school and in the streets. D'Angelo then says he will reward Stacks by giving him the opportunity to show what he could do as the underboss, but he also acted impulsively as part of the family. D'Angelo then says Stacks waited for the right moment and at standing delivery to stab him in the back. He took that knife and struck it right in my back. It says wait for the biggest possible stage to portray the family, but Tony D and D'Angelo promise to get his lick back. Oh, Tony D D'Angelo's gonna get his get back on Stacks. Watch, I tell you. All right. Stacks then appears on the big screen and says he thought about coming to the ring tonight. Then he tells D'Angelo that he was sick of taking orders and was becoming soft. Stacks then says he had to take the reins himself and put D'Angelo in place, and he knows that D'Angelo is shaking now that Adriana Rizzo is in hiding and Luca Corspino is gone. Stacks then questions if D'Angelo can't trust anyone. The security on the outside of the ring then began to attack D'Angelo, and Stacks behaves, but D'Angelo takes them down and tells Stacks to come there and handle business himself. Alright. It says take it yourself. If Stacks wants to top seat, D'Angelo wants him to take it himself. Alright. So Ruka and Zarya are then shown walking in the hallway backstage. We then get a replay of Noam Dar returning to NXT last week and winning back the NXT Heritage Cup Championship. Noam Dar and Oral Mensah are then celebrating backstage. Slash Legend and Shakira Jackson then show up to congratulate Noam Dar for winning the title. Oral Mensah wants a reunion, but Lash Legend gets serious and says Oral Mensah has been killing it and Evolve. Alright, while she and Shakira Jackson are killing it in the tag division, Last Slasher then says Ormesa needs to do things on his own and evolved. While she and Shakira Jackson need to do things on their own too. Noam Dar then says if they have to all go their separate ways, then it's what it is. It is what it has to be. All four of them then wiggle their fingers together and went their separate ways. Noldar then sits down and tells the Heritage Cup is just you and me again. It said ain't so. This is the end of Metaphor as we know it. So the Metaphor is breaking up. This is way worse than Chase U got disbanded. So the Metaphor is disbanded. So the Metaphor has to feel exactly how Chase U felt when Chase U got disbanded. But this sucks, man. That Metaphor has to has to be Disband, man. So they got to split up, man. I want to see them together again, but it is what it is, man. So metaphor is to span everybody. So they broken up. All right. So Ruka and Zarya then makes their way down to the ring for the next match of the night, and Conrad Petrovic and Ashante Diadonis already awaited inside. So we get the next match, non-title match, WWE NXT Women's North American Champion, So Ruka versus Conrad Petrovic, and this was a decent match. The match starts off with both women wasting no time and going after each other and locking up. Both women then go back and forth, and Soruka sends Petrovic into the corner, and then hits a kick on her chest and sets up for the Soul Snatcher. Petrovic then blocks it, but Soruka managed to hit the Soul Snatcher after going for it a second time for the win. The winner of the match, Soruka. Yeah, the winner of the match of the non-title match, WWE NXT Women's North American Champion, Soruka. After the match, Ashante Diadonis tries to confront Petrovic, but Petrovic hits a roundhouse kick on Ashante Diadonis. Alright, it says, "Come Petrovic, we don't want to hear it," and just drop, and just drop. So, yeah, let's move on. Trick Williams then shown walking in the backstage area. Trick Williams' music then hits and he makes his way down to the ring. Trick Williams then grabs a mic and starts off by saying he has been calling Joe Hendricks' name all night long and he hasn't appeared. And he luckily Dark State got to Joe Hendricks before he could. Trick Williams then promotes his appearance on the television show All American as he resonates as a reminiscent about being in Los Angeles. What uh, W Whistlers appearing at Rebellion, and then says, while he is Hollywood, Joe Hendry is local talent. Trick Ones then says, while Joe Hendry tries to find out his lane in the business, he is in the same lane as The Rock and John Cena. Trick Ones then addresses over family and says he wants his NXT championship back. Alright, Hollywood Trick. Trigger says he's shooting for the top and Joe Hendry just isn't on his level. Ava music then hits and she makes her way out. Ava says nothing will ever be enough for Trick Bones and he even went to another company. Edward then questions what Trick One is doing, and Trick One says that while he thought he was NXT, he realized that he was bigger than that. Edward then informs Trick One that there will be a no more contenders 25-man battle royal for the NXT Championship, and says Trick One will get his next title shot if he can win that. Edward then says the winner of that match will face over family for the title at Battleground. 25-man Battle Royal. Everyone says just announced a huge no more contender Battle Royal for the next week to see who faces over family at WWE Battleground, which I am going to be live next week Tuesday for that. All right. We then see Roxanne Perez having a conversation with the manager Julia. Roxanne Perez says she isn't the biggest fan of Julia after she took the title from her. Julia then cuts off Roxanne Perez and says Roxanne Perez was a great champion the and the both of them teamed up would be unstoppable. The Prodigy and the Beautiful managed together unstoppable. They might not have started out as friends, but in common goals has Julia and Roxanne Perez on the same page. Now I can tell that Roxanne Perez and Julia is going to get caught up to the main roster and they're going up to Monday Night Raw. I can definitely see it coming. WWE NXT Tag Team Champions Hank and Tank then make their way down to the ring for the next match of the night. We then head to the back where Kelly Kincaid is interviewing WWE NXT Champion Over Family about next week's Battle Royal. Over Family says Trick Williams complaints sound like the cry of a child. Over Family then says if Trick can win, he will face him at WWE NXT Battleground. Over Family then says it doesn't matter if he faces Trick Williams many times, he will still walk out of Battleground the champion. The Undertaker then shows up to tell Over Family that this is Over Family's yard now. Taker then introduced Over Family to his LFG ment- mentees, and they say they are coming after Over Family. Over Family then shakes Undertaker's hand and says he is looking forward to the challenge. This is your yard for now. While Over Family is at the top now, Undertaker warns the champ to keep his head on a swivel. Alright, Josh Briggs and Yosuke Inamura then makes their way down to the ring for the next match of the night. So we get the next match. WWE NXT Tag Team Champions match. Hank and Tank Walker and Tank Liger versus Josh Briggs and Yoshi Inamura. And this match right here, this was a fun tag team match. The match starts off with Animora and Lager, and Animora nails Lager. Animora then delivers some stomps on Lager, but Walker tags in and hits a splash on Animora in the corner. He then follows it up with a Bulldog, and Lager hits a senton on Animora. Lager then tags back in and double team on Animora with Walker. Josh Briggs then tags in and double teams on Lega with Animora. Josh Briggs and Lega then exchange right hands, but Animora tags back in and nails Walker with a double back elbow. Um, Animora then delivers some alternative forearms and chops on Lager. In the corner before Josh Briggs tags back in and hits a boot on Lager. Animora then tags in and hits a double body slam on Lager with Josh Briggs. Animora then hits a double chop on Lager spine, but Walker tags in and nails Animora with a right hand. Walker then turns Animora inside out with a clothesline, then hits a splash on him in the corner and sends him crashing into the top turnbuckle. Walker tags in and flies off the ropes to land on Armora. Then tags Liger back in. Walker and Liger then hit an assistant flagjack on Anamora, but Josh Briggs pulls Walker out of the ring. Anamora rolls up Liger. Liger then kicks out, but Josh Briggs tags back in and hits a chokeslam on Liger. Anamora then tags in and hits a false splash on Liger. Dan goes for a pin, but Walker breaks the fall. Walker then tags in and hits an assistant over the shoulder power slam on Josh Briggs with Liger's help for the win. The winner of the match is still your WWE NXT Tag Team Champions Hank Walker and Tank Liger. That was a fun tag team match. We didn't see Ren Sinclair, Tavion Heights, Miles Bourne talking about next week's Battle Royal. Miles Bourne notes that the match will feature NXT, TNA, Evolve, and maybe LFG wrestlers. Tavion then says Charlie Dempsey isn't here because he is pissed at Miles Bourne teaming with someone outside the group. Miles Bourne then says he's going to be in the Battle Royal no matter what Charlie Dempsey thinks. Tavion Heights then asks When Sinclair what's up with Charlie Dempsey. When Sinclair then says Charlie is a complex man. Alright, let's move on. We head to the back where we see Andre Chase is back in a Chase U classroom. Andre Chase is lecturing his newest Chase U class. Chase talks about Rich Hollins taking out Chase University, but it is a new day. Your Connors and Kyle Dixon then shows up late to class. Chad asks if it is wrong for Connor and Dixon to be tardy Chase, and then Chase to answer his question. Chase then goes on one of his Bobby Knight inspired rants and says it feels right. The students then cheers Andre Chase. Pretty funny segment. Anyway, we then see Kelani Jordan show up to trash talk Soruga and Zarya. Soruga is about to agree to the title defense, but Zarya cuts in and says Soruga isn't throwing around title matches like that. Zarya then tells Kelani Jordan if she wants to face Soruga, she has to face her first. We then see a medic checking on TNA World Champion Joe Hendry's injured shoulder backstage. Hank and Tank then show up and says they have Joe Hendry's back. against Dark State. Joe Hendry then has to switch his injured shoulder to join Hank and Tank in their honk hard jump. Alright, so Roxanne Perez then makes her way down to the ring to the main event of the night, and Julia follows. Io Sky and Juggernaut Jordan Grace then makes their way down to the ring next. So we get the main event of the evening. So we get a tag team match. Damage Control's WWE Women's World Champion Io Sky and the Juggernaut Jordan Grace versus the Beautiful Madness Julia and the Prodigy Roxanne Perez. This main event tag team match, this was fantastic. This was a good tag team match. The match starts off with Roxanne Perez sliding out of the ring. Jordan Grace and Io Sky then surrounds Roxanne Perez, but Julia looks to hit Io Sky from behind. But Io Sky sees her coming and ducks out of the way. Jordan Grace then sends Roxanne Perez back in the ring, and Io Sky hits a Bronco Buster on her. She then looks to hit a body slam on Roxanne Perez, but Julia comes to Roxanne Perez. Hey, I am so sick and tired of Roxanne Perez always screaming in every match, man. I'm so sick and tired of that. But anyway, it's just nothing but fast by itself. Anyway, let me continue. Juggernaut joins Grace then tags and gets Roxanne Perez up on her shoulders. Roxanne Perez then escapes and tags in Julia. Julia then looks to roll up Jordan Grace, but Jordan Grace blocks it and nails Julia with a shoulder tackle. Jordan Grace then gets Julia up on her shoulders, but Roxanne Perez distracts the referee as Julia escapes. Roxanne Perez then tags in and delivers some stomps on Jordan Grace in the corner before hitting a Russian leg sweep on Jordan Grace and going for a pin. Jordan Grace then kicks out. Juliet then tags in, and Jordan Grace sends her crashing into Roxanne Perez. She then tags in Neil Scott. Neil Scott hits a drop kick on Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace then tags back in and hits a strike on Julia, then tags out to Neil Scott. Jordan Grace then gets Neil Scott in an electric chair position to take down the madness Julia. But the prodigy Roxanne Perez comes to Julia's aid. The prodigy Watson Perez then tags in and sends Io Scott crashing into the middle turnbuckle. Face first, Julia then tags back in and stomps on the back of Io Scott's neck, then tags back out to Roxanne Perez. Io Scott then stomps on Roxanne Perez's chest, but Julia keeps her from making the tag. Io Scott then fights off Julia, but Roxanne Perez nails Jordan Grace on the apron and takes Io Scott down. Io Sky then responds with a world backbreaker on Watson Perez and tags in Jordan Grace as Julia tags in on her side. Jordan Grace then nails the manager Julia with a couple of back elbows and gets Watson Perez up on her shoulders, then use her to nail Julia and sends her crashing to the mat. Jordan Grace then hits a double suplex on Julia and Watson Perez before Io Sky taps back in and hits a double stomp on Julia off the top rope. She then goes for a pin, but Jordan Grace sends herself and Roxanne Perez crashing into both women to break the fall. Julia then nails Io Sky with a headbutt, then tags in Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez then hits a moonsault off the middle rope on Io Sky and pins her, but Jordan Grace breaks the fall. Julia then sends Jordan Grace crashing to the ring post spine first, but Jordan Grace returns the favor, and the two continue brawling on the outside up the ramp. Roxanne Perez then rolls up Io Sky back in the ring, grabbing onto her tights. Um, but Io Sky reverses the fall. Roxanne Perez then kicks out, and both women continue to take turns trying to pin one another. Roxanne Perez then hits a thirst kick on Io Sky and a second kick on her midsection. Io Sky then hits a kick of her own on Roxanne Perez, then follows it up with an over the moonsault for the win. Message sent. Just pick up a huge win for her and Jordan Grace and hashtag WWE NXT. The winner of the tag team match, Damage Control WWE Women's World Champion El Sky and the Juggernaut Jordan Grace. This was a fun tag. This was a good tag team main event match. All right, we then head to the back. We then head backstage to Ava's office where Ava informs Stephanie Mercury that Jordan Grace and Julia will face off in a no more contenders match to determine who challenged her for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT Battleground, and the show comes to a close. All right, and WWE NXT goes off the air. All right, let me give my honest opinion. Now, WWE NXT was a good show, and I give it a 7 out of 10. Anyway, if you guys enjoy my WWE NXT review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel because I'm on the road to 9K and becoming a YouTube partner. Follow my social media down below in the description, and I will make a 3-minute YouTube short video of me showing you guys my thumbnail twice in that video. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. And Thursday, I will see you guys live on Twitch for some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So make sure you guys be there. Make sure you guys have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. And I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And make sure you guys have on those post notifications and share my upcoming world premiere with your friends and family. And that's all I gotta say, because I'm on the road to 9K and become a YouTube partner because I work so hard, man. If you guys read my community post what I just posted today, you guys gonna see it. I was saying nothing but facts, man. So yeah, anyway, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I will see you guys this Thursday live on Twitch for some Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So I hope everybody help me get to 55 so I can get to affiliate. I got affiliate once on my first Twitch until I lost that. Then I created my second Twitch. I'm going to get affiliate again. I'm going to be your 2-time affiliate world champion. I guarantee you. And that's all I gotta say. And my community is gonna help me get to that affiliate, and I guarantee you on Twitch. Make sure you guys follow my socials down below in the description and join my Discord so I can have 100 members joining my Discord. So yeah, I'll put the link to my Discord and to my I'll put the link to my Discord and to my and my Twitch down below in the description so you guys will see it. This your boy Bigboysnacksjonnytv. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.